What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast. I'm here with Sheldon Tweedie. If you guys have just been following along, you know I've just been interviewing my teammates. Well, Sheldon here is from Australia. He's he's interviewing with me, but he's on trial with the Tulsa Roughnecks right now. But we've trained together for a few times before. He's on YouTube. I'll introduce him later. But let's roll the intro and let's get started. All right, so Sheldon, introduce yourself, and if nobody knows who you are, who is Sheldon Tweedie?
So I'm 22 years old, born and raised in Australia on the beaches, and I guess I was a beach boy a little bit, not too much. That's probably the time I spent most with my friends because in my area no one really played football or soccer. Everyone kind of went to the beach, and so I got into that a little bit. But now I'm 22. I played all my football in Australia. Played with Manly United in under 11s. This is a brief history of my football career. So from under 5s to under 10s in Australia, it's very you can't progress really. You just play for your club team. Is it like that here?
Now it's getting a lot better with academy teams.
Yeah. So there it's you just play for your club team, just see if you like it, and then go from there. So 5 to 10, I was amazing. I was killing it. And then under 11s came. I actually looked at my stats the other day with Dad. I scored 1 goal throughout the entire season for the rep team. But I was one of the first players picked. And I was wow, maybe that's why I got dropped. So from under 12s to 15s, I had a very up and down. I was in different teams and just wasn't finding my feet. But I knew that I could keep pushing through and find somewhere. Under 16s, broke back into Manly United, which is the kind of second division in Australia, I guess. And then just did really well from there and YouTube started for me when I was about, 19, I think. 19 turning 20. Mm-hmm. And obviously you love Gary Vee. I actually introduced Matt to Gary Vee.
Yeah, you did.
And he was talking about building yourself up. You could be a B grade or a C grade celebrity and build yourself up to an A+ just by picking up a camera. And I was oh, that's kind of cool. And I dabbled in my YouTubing abilities when I was younger, as I showed you the other day with my FIFA gameplay. Mm-hmm. I think a couple of them trading videos got up to 10k views, man. But just wanted to push through with the videos, so I just started putting out random content, and then I decided to do the 365-day challenge the day that I left from England, from Australia to England, trialled over there a heap, and then came back, and now I'm over in America, and I've made 850 videos or something.
Yeah, all about you trying to get a pro contract. Yeah, and you've been over England, Spain, and then Australia, and then now here.
Yeah, so I think that's the only places I've been for it. But this one's looking promising.
Yeah, that's good. Really good. So now, instead of going through in depth about your career, since the majority of that is on YouTube, if you guys haven't seen him, go check out Sheldon Tweedie on YouTube. All the stuff is going to be in the description, Instagram, everything. But I just figured it's your whole life's on there. So let's do more discussion, topics, questions, and stuff like that. But yeah, so you've been here with Tulsa now for, what has this been, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or something?
Yeah, I think. Well, I came here on the Friday because you finished. Yeah, Friday.
So 2 weeks exactly.
Was it last week? No, yeah, the week before.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 2 weeks and a day.
2 weeks and a day.
Wow,
yeah.
I've been living with you for 2 weeks.
15 days, yeah. Feels like a year. I'm just kidding. No, so it's been good. And I have seen you train with the guys who haven't been doing everything, and I've seen you train now with the full team and on my team against me, everything. And like I said, I think you fit right in. Obviously, I wouldn't even have introduced you to OPSM or even been hyped you up to come over here if I didn't think that you could be a pro in the first place. And then seeing you play now, it's you fit right in. It's just all about finding the right setup that needs your position, that has a foreign spot,
Exactly.
And so that's what we've kind of been talking about. So if not here, it's just about the next opportunity.
Somewhere, yeah. I had a really good meeting with Jeff the other day, and I should be finding out sometime today or tomorrow about where I'm going to be going, or if I'm even staying here. Pro football, you never know. Especially with the amount of trials that it looks like could be lined up. We're really planning. I think that's so important for a footballer to plan 15 trials. And then if you only have to go to one, great.
Yeah.
And I said this in my vlog the other day, if you have to say to the other 14, hey, I signed here, those 14 now go, oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Okay, thanks for letting us know. And they'll keep an eye out for you. Whereas if you just reach out to 3, now those other 11 kind of, they never heard of you.
Yeah, exactly. I was I'm like an applied math major. And so I'm like always thinking about it like mathematically.
Yeah.
Like, if literally 1% of the teams get back to me and I send out 100 emails, one team's going to get back to me. So if I send out 1,000 emails or 1,000 texts, 1,000 phone calls,
10.
then 10 are going to get back to me, you know? So like that's how just like I feel like it works. You have,
Applied math.
yeah, applied mathematics. Didn't get the degree, but I got close. Just have like 2 more semesters left. But yeah, so it's good. And then and I think this is such a good time to be in America too. Like you've talked about it in your videos, but we have the MLS as the first division. USL Championship is where I play in the second division. And then for right now, as of now, from what I'm getting, it's so complicated. It literally have to make a new video every single year talking about our pyramid. But the third division right now, I think, is the NISA or NISA, which is the National Independent Soccer Association or something, and the USL League One. So the NISA is a completely new professional league.
Yeah, so that's why I found out the other day that NISA, it's kind of like having the EPL in England and then also having another EPL in England that is still considered the first division.
Yeah.
But it's like the third division. So what's third division in England? Like League One.
Yeah.
So it's like having League One in England and then having another League One that's still third division,
Yeah.
but owned by another organization. Like,
And we've done that before. I think back in 2017 when I was with St. Louis, it was MLS and then USL and then the NASL were both tied for second division.
Second.
Just, yeah, and the year before that it was MLS, NASL, USL. So we were in the third. Like Orange County was in the third division, and then the next year I was in the second division, but there was 2 second divisions, and then the next year after that NASL completely folded. And then so that 2018 year was when I went to New Zealand and so many other people had to go outside of the U.S. because literally 8 professional teams completely folded.
Yeah.
So that was like there was less pro teams there had been in many years. But now with the USL League One, and then the NISA or NISA, there's like a whole abundance of pro teams. So it's a good time to be in America.
I'm hoping NISA stay up.
Yeah.
I don't want them to fold.
And I think that they'll for sure, hopefully, you know, because the more teams the better, but hopefully, I think for sure they'll have 2 years of like, you know, because I'm sure owners and everybody will have enough budgeted out for 2 years. And if it flops or folds, it's going to be in a couple years from now.
And I'll have that on the CV, but that's if I even go there.
Yeah. So but like we said, it's a good time to be in America. There's a lot of teams, abundance of teams, all looking for players. So I think it's good. I think it's the right time to come to America.
Definitely.
Versus like 2018, I've been like, don't come.
Yeah.
Because even pros with tons of pro teams on the resume had to go out of the country because it was just not that many teams.
Yeah.
But now, so I was thinking we go through some questions. I put it on my Instagram, become_elite, and said, ask a question. We'll try to put it on the podcast, and we'll see how it goes.
Do you get many?
Yeah, I got a lot. I don't know how many, but there's a lot of, you have to weed through a lot of the same questions that you always get.
Did you see my one?
Yeah, I saw it. And we're not going to talk about that. Now, tell them what happened today.
I mean, look, let's just say...
You have to explain it, too, because some people listen.
If you're on the video podcast, your boy is the football tennis champion. Doesn't look? I can see in your eyes here, just like, damn, I want that.
Yeah, like I've said, whatever.
It was a good game. We had a couple, but Sheldon Tweedie prevailed once again. 3-2 in games.
I was not happy.
4-2 in games.
4-2.
Yeah, because if you count that extra one that we played after.
Oh no, that didn't count.
Well, I count. Okay.
We're 3-2 in the series.
All right. Well, if you just count the championship fights, it's 1-0 England, 1-1 New Zealand, 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's 2-1.
2-1. Okay. 2-1 for the championship games.
Yeah. Championship fights. I want to call it a fight.
Okay. Whatever. And that's gonna be it for the soccer tennis talk. Okay, so let's get on the questions. So G Campero 10 asks, do you think it's a better chance to go pro? This is going to be a good question, I think, for us specifically. Do you think it's a better chance to go pro through 4 years of college soccer or 4 years of just looking for trials?
Okay, so for me,
it's tough.
For me, I don't know enough about college soccer to give my opinion about getting a pro contract.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say though is if you really want to have, let's say you want to become a doctor, you need a degree. You can't become a doctor without a degree.
Yeah.
If you want to become like a YouTuber, or if you want to become, what's something else you don't need a degree for? Like a football coach.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need a degree, then college is pointless. There's no point. So for me, how I look at college is it's great to go to college if you need... I can hear your cat.
Yeah, you lock it your way.
It's great to go to college if you need that degree, and you can get that full scholarship, man, you get a free degree.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to play football, you might even have a chance to go pro, but if you kind of think you're not up to that pro level, I say to guys in Australia that are like decent and want a degree, I go, man, go over, just get a free degree and leave, get out.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually getting a pro contract after, my opinion on it, this was like one of the things I looked at, was you look at the draft for the MLS, it's very tough. Like the fact that they can go out and get Zlatan Ibrahimovic for their team, they can just buy anyone they want. Why are they going to take some guy who's, how old are you when you come out of college?
22.
22. They're going to take some guy out of college that's 22, or they're going to take some guy that's 18 out of their academy.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I look, like that's for me what I think. Your battery's real low as well, by the way.
Oh, good call.
So for me...
Yeah, keep talking, I'll get the...
No worries. So for me, that's how I look at it. Obviously, I don't know enough. And maybe for Matt, like he didn't even go to the draft. You didn't go to the draft, did you?
I was eligible for the draft, but I didn't get drafted.
Okay, so like I just think at the end of the day, and you see Matt's route to getting a professional contract, it was leaving college and actually going overseas and trialing somewhere. I was actually at one of the clubs I was trialing for in Sydney in NPL 1. This guy came from, it looked very similar to a Wake Forest logo. I don't know what college it was, but the coach said, oh yeah, we got some guy from American University. I don't really rate players from college. If he came from USL, then I'd look at him differently, but I mean, it's just college.
Yeah, it's tough because like, and it's always like the best route is always hard because it's like, well, what works for you? There's so many variables. Like for me at 18, I think I was in a different boat, like in a different situation than when you were at 18. Because I feel like at 18, like as a soccer player, you were a better soccer player than I was at 18. And so I think that. And so it's like at 18, there's no way if I would have gone on trial after trial after trial for 4 years, I don't think I would have developed.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like I don't think I was ready. I don't think at 18 I was ready to go and enter into the professional world. I was just delayed with my, not even my growth, but just as a soccer player, I was delayed.
Your soccer growth.
Yeah. So like I didn't feel like I was even ready for the pro trials until 4 years of college, and so it was good for me in that I had 4 years to just play at a really professional. Even though college soccer is not professional, it's a professional like environment. You train every day, 5 days a week. The season's 3 months long, but you have a spring season, and you're with great coaching, great players. You can play PDL as well to supplement it. So I think if at 18 you don't have pro opportunities, pro scouts or agents really getting you ready into the pro world, then yeah, college is a great time to spend 4 years to continue to develop and then go chase it. But it's so particular about like what's better for you. If you're 18-year-old and you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna I'm not having that much college interest. I'm not, obviously I'm not getting recruited by USL or MLS teams right now. And that you think that you can just go over and into like, because it's tough. Like you've done it, I've done it, we've gone over. It's tough to go to a different country and get a pro contract.
I think the hardest thing is to find somewhere you can consistently play.
Yeah.
If even like that's kind of the toughest thing, because once you lose a year of playing, that's where you learn the most. And so you miss that, then...
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And so, like, college is good because you get 4 years of consistent play, 4 years of training, five days a week. And it's hard to even go abroad and to find a team that trains 5 days a week.
I just think you need to assess yourself. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest answer
right
there.
I always say if you want a degree, like you need a degree for what you want to... Let's say you want to be a footballer and then a doctor, man, just go get your degree for free. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you have to assess where you're at right now, assess your goals, assess what's most important to you, and then you have to choose the right path for yourself.
Exactly.
But in terms of the better chance of getting a pro contract, it's like I said, it depends on your situation.
There's no answer that says go overseas or go to college.
Yeah. The next question, and it's tough because I've sat there at 18 and you're like, crap, I know I got to figure out my life.
Yeah.
It's tough. Next one by Miranda Mario asks, how do you know you should stop trying to be a professional soccer player? So like, when is a good when you think you should give it up? Like when would you know it's time to give it up?
Always see, there's always like one or two guys, and I think it's in your video as well. I'm 27, I'm 28. When should I stop? Mm-hmm. When should I stop trying to become a pro? And I know your answer to this because we've spoken about it before. Yeah. But for me, I actually made a video on it, and I was going to say really good because the response on it was amazing. I'm trying to remember what I said. You answer your one, I'll try and remember what I said.
I think there's two sides to it, because I think one is like, I think there's a fine line, I've talked about this, there's a fine line between having like a good chance at being a pro and just not giving up, even though for example, it took me 12 to 16 something team trials before I got a pro contract. I was told that I would never play D1 soccer by my high school and club coach. Now, I kept on believing I can sign a pro contract and I could play D1 soccer. Like, some people would have been like, you're delusional. But like, I had a belief in myself. But I think there's like a line of like, okay, well, how there are people that in no way will they ever be able to play pro, just from, they're 30 years old, have nowhere near the proficient level of skill work, going to need another 10 years of hard training, but it's not going to happen. Yeah. But it's hard to be like, where it's a gray area, it's like a scale, it's not like a very cut and dry answer, delusional or whatever. And so like it's tough, because it's like you really have to evaluate it again, assess yourself, like, am I being delusional, or do I just need that right situation to come up? And for me, I felt like I wasn't delusional because like, for example, when I was going for a pro contract, when I would get turned away from a team, it was like, look, we really like you, but just this one reason, or look, for this reason, no. Or I would play for a PDL team, become the starter with San Jose Earthquakes U23, leading goal scorer, and other guys on the team would be, why are you laughing at that?
You're not a goal scorer.
I was leading goal scorer for the San Jose Earthquakes U23
Is that the first time in your career?
Nope, college. I scored 17 goals in college.
As a right winger?
No, as a striker.
Oh, that's right, you're a striker.
Yeah.
Wait, were you playing striker for San Jose?
Yeah, I've only been playing right back since 22. 22, 23, yeah. No, yeah. I was good.
Wow, my time might still come.
Huh?
My time to become a right back. Get
honestly,
pushed down.
Yeah. But I think right back is definitely a more natural position. But I was scoring goals in the San Jose Earthquakes U23 team with other players who were pros, had played pro level, and I was starting over them, scoring more goals. So I was like, I didn't think that was delusional at that time, you know?
So for me, what I always say is, if you're happy doing what you're doing, there's no reason to stop. Even if you want to sign a pro contract, and I kind of go against you a little bit here, like, if you're happy chasing a pro contract and you may not be up to it, but you believe you are, like people say you aren't, but you believe you are, and you're happy, there's no reason to stop. But if you're 28 with kids and a wife, and you're letting down the family by not bringing in enough money or not spending enough time, even then I was going to say not spending enough time with your kids, but a lot of people who chase their profession don't spend time with their kids. Again, that kind of depends. That's a situation for you. But if you're happy and so continuing with that, but you're not also living off your parents, so you don't go, hey dad, I need 20 grand to go overseas. I mean, I've made like every dollar that I use overseas, and that just comes from working. I always say you got to work off the field as well. It's not just about, people think you got to put 16 hours in a day, but it's work off the field with agents, connections. Money is so important as well. So man, you're not doing any harm to anyone. If you're 23, and let's say you're American in Germany, like, dude, you're living it up. You're playing football. I don't know, you might be getting a few chicks on the side.
No. Wasn't.
I wasn't referring to you.
Well, you said Germany, you pointed to me and then said getting chicks on the side.
I did not mean you.
So maybe I don't know where that's coming from.
I did not mean you.
Ask everybody.
Okay, I'll use a new. If you're Australian and you're in Germany or anywhere across the world, and you're happy, there's no and you're not doing danger to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, you've worked your money. You've got your money. Like, you've worked hard on it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Why should you stop? Because I think a lot of people think they should stop because outside sources tell them to, like their parents saying, especially if you're living at home, that's a tough one. I've been lucky because my dad is so supportive and, wants to see me succeed. But if you have a family who isn't supportive at all and thinks you should be going to college and doing this and that, then it's tough. But, sometimes you just don't listen to your parents.
Yeah. And I think it'd be different too. Like, for example, if you just weren't a good player, I don't think your dad would be as supportive as for you to go after it,
Yeah.
Because, that's what my dad has been so supportive for it. But he's like, I'm supportive because you've performed at the semi-pro level. You've scored 17 goals in college at D1 level as a goal scorer, natural goal scorer. But he kept on being like, you performed right up to that level.
Yeah.
But if I was cut from my high school varsity team, never made junior college team, never played college, I'm like, Dad, I'm going to go over to Germany to play pro. He'd probably be like, okay, but you're paying for it. You're doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have a backup plan. And again, like you said, okay, if I had $10,000 and I wanted to do it and that's my dream,
who cares?
Go for it. Again, like you said, you're not hurting anybody.
No.
But I agree. If you are really sacrificing other parts of your life that is taking a toll on you or others, then you have to kind of, again, self-evaluate your life.
And, Matt and I, it's almost like I feel like when I get these comments saying, when should I stop? I feel like people want me to watch a highlights tape or something and go, no.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, just if you think you're good enough and you're happy doing what you're doing and you're not putting anyone else in danger, do you.
Yeah.
Man.
I agree.
I think it's simple as that.
Mm-hmm. How long do you want to play for? What age? Do you have an age or do you have a goal? Or
I don't know. I'm still, 22?
Yeah, you're young.
I think I can play till 40, but... I'm so young that it means nothing.
Yeah. So this one is pretty much... So this is mainly for you, but I think I've had things with this. Have you ever had a coach tell you you're too small? And if so, how did you respond to that?
Dude, you were a weenie. Don't even try and
I know,
get
I was tiny.
I think the best one, man, so I won't say the team I was in.
Yeah.
But I was with this team... anyone that knows the journey will probably know, but don't comment it.
Yeah.
So I was with this team, and it was a professional side. I was with their youth side for a year, and I was kind of like a train-on player. So you have the squad of 16, and then you have 8 or so players who train with them to make 11v11s and things like that. Anyway, the year after, the other coach got promoted. And a new coach came in, and so we did the trial process again. I went in, and I didn't play any games the season before, but I thought I did quite well. Go in, and then do my trials, whatever, and I get a phone call from the coach. At the end of the trial process, I think I made it to the final trial, I'm pretty sure I did. And the coach calls me and he says, yeah, look, technically you're better than some of the players we've picked. Mm-hmm. So technical-wise, I'm better. But you're just not big enough to compete in the league that we're going into next year, because they were going into MPL2 first grade football, and they wanted guys that could compete with men. And I went, dude, really? You're going to tell me that technically I was better than some of the players, but I'm not big enough? I went, far out. That was one of the moments where I went, okay, I know I can play.
Yeah.
But that was just the one that stuck out to me the most. Apart from that, man, all throughout, under 11s, I think I got dropped from under 11s. They said I was too small, probably because I scored 1 goal. So many times. Ridiculous. I met, still to this day, I think I got dropped from the first grade team of somewhere because they just said I wasn't. Oh, and, just another one, when I trialed at a team more recently, they said... Well, they didn't say much to me. He just said I was a really good player. Everyone thought I was going to sign, and then they signed a 6'2" striker. And it's
yeah. And it's hard because different coaches will rate different things better. There's coaches that I've seen that really are looking for athletes. You know, they're looking for just strong, fast, physical. And then that's not all of the players on the team, but majority of the players are stronger, faster, physical. You have other players that like coaches that like to do more direct style of play. So they'll have like, center backs that just are the typical, I'm just going to, big, strong win headers and ping it up. You have coaches that are like, I want to play more tiki-taka. I want smaller guys, more technical. So it's like I've been told that from some players that, oh, you're too small. I've been told from other coaches that it's like, oh, you're just too much of an athlete. Like we're playing more. I want somebody who's just more technical. And so it's like every coach is going to rate something, looking for something slightly different. And so I think like when you take that information, it's like for you, the coach is like, oh, you're too small. For me, it's like, oh, we want someone a little bit more tiki-taka, or you're too small as well. It's like, okay, find a different setup, a different team that will rate you and is looking for your skill set.
I almost just laugh at it now because it's... I mean, I don't laugh at the coach because they obviously, like you said, they have in mind what they want.
Yeah.
But I laugh at it inside and go, okay, it's just like, it's not my team. I'll go to the next one.
Yeah.
And all you need is one coach, like you said, applied mathematics. If you guys didn't know, Matt actually did applied mathematics.
Yeah.
And I just need one of those coaches to be like, yeah, we like you. And I reckon that happened with me this year with Parramatta, where the coach really liked me. I was technical. I started every game the day I went in. And I got 10 goals in 13 games because he showed that belief in having a smaller guy against men.
Yeah, and it works. And then I think at the same time, it's like, what you're doing, and like when you take that information, like, okay, coaches can see that as a weakness. That is something that can hold me back. I'm going to try to improve it a little bit. Like what you're doing now. You're having 2 extra protein shakes a day. You're slowly gaining, because you don't have to turn into you will never be a physical monster on the field.
Debatable,
but you can add 10, 15 more pounds where people are like, oh yeah, he's not tiny, he's a smaller guy, but he's not tiny, you know? And the same for me, it's like, okay, like the same, I went through a growth spurt and I also worked out and put on muscle, but it's like at the same time, it's like, oh, we want more tiki-taka type play. We're not just looking for that fast wing back. It's like, okay, I can start to add a little bit more rondo session. I can work on my technical skills. Because, if I add that up there, then people are going to go, look, he can play tiki-taka and he's fast. It's the both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finding that combination.
Yeah.
Shame they'll look at the videos and go, damn, he can't play football tennis.
I need to work on that. Where do you see yourself in 5 years and in 10 years?
Oh, wow. So, 5 years. So, I think I'd want to be playing... 5 years, I'll be 27.
Yeah. Still playing.
Is this where I see myself or where I want to see myself?
Where do you see yourself?
Okay, I see myself. So, I see myself signing... Okay, it'll be second or third division in America for the upcoming season. That's where I see myself this year. Having, let's say it's third division, we go up the season after. So, that's two years gone because I play a season in USL. I'll have another season in USL, so that's 3 years gone. Then I'll go play A-League. Actually, it depends, but this is just a very rough idea. So A-League for 2 years. It might not even be A-League, but I think A-League will be a good stepping stone. And then hopefully on that second year playing Socceroos, because I'll be 27. That's where I see myself
with a good line of progression.
Yeah, and I think that's how I say. Of course, man, it might be USL this year, MLS, EPL.
Yeah. Or at the same exact time, you could get a phone call from Godwin or anybody and be like, yo, I got a trial for you in Finland.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Pack your bags, and then you leave.
So that's kind of like how I see my progression. And then after that, so that's my 5th year, so I'm Socceroos. So then after 2 years in the A-League, I want to get a move somewhere else at 27, which I think is possible. And then go, who knows where. Yeah. So 10 years, I'll be 32. That's tough because it's not... Maybe like in my last year or two in Europe. So then 34, I'll return to the A-League and play.
It's a good career.
Yeah. That's kind of where I see it
and
right now.
And you just already answered that you want to play pretty much for as long as you can.
Yeah, like, I don't know. You think, how many years do you reckon you got in you?
So I'm 27. It is tough because I've thought about it a lot. And I don't know, 5 years at 32. Moving things started. So 5 years at So 5 years from now at 32, I think if I have a good series of progression, or like I continue to have a really good setup somewhere, and I'm happy continuing to play, I'll continue to play. And like if I'm, whether that's in the USL, whether that's over in Europe, whether that's Asia, wherever, like if I like it and I'm happy, I can still see myself playing at that time. But if I'm still kind of like at the same level, or I've kind of been like, I'm ready for the next step. I've had a great run. I'm happy with what I did. I could see myself as well at 32 being retired.
Wow.
So like, I don't know. I really don't know. But like, if you just take it day by day, season by season. But right now, as of today, I 100% want to play next year. I 100% want to continue to play. I 100%. And so if I still have that same feeling at 32, I'll still play.
Just keep going.
Yeah. But at this time, even now, especially with like Mimi, and I'm looking for like, because it's like I'll be 28 next season. That's all. That's like starting a family, starting to do everything. So, in 10 years, so at 37, I'll be done playing.
You'll be on your deathbed soon.
Seriously, 37. No, I think 37. I wouldn't want to, unless, for example, I have a crazy progressive run up, and I'm in the MLS or something, and now I can play in somewhere and make good money again at 37. I'll still play, but yeah.
When you're 45, will you play in like some local team just for a bit of fun?
Maybe, but I don't know. I almost at the same time think that like once I'm done, I think it'd be too frustrating to drop down to that level and continue to play. Like I would want my facility and to train and do stuff every day. Yeah. And I would play like 5-a-side and stuff like that there. But like I don't think I would want to play 11v11 with old guys anymore. Like especially at that level, I've watched like men's league stuff, like even like a more higher level men's league. I don't know.
The best I did, 40 years old. And then you go into the MPL in Australia, and you just start raking in the cash because you have such a good CV.
Yeah, but then I have to live in Australia.
And then you're 40, and you just sit up top as a striker or as a winger and just don't run. No defending, because they know you're so good. That's going to be my
aim. Tips for other this is a good one. Tips for other athletes / football players looking to make videos about their journey.
Tips. Do you want like if you're doing it every day or if you're tips? I mean, we've spoken a lot about our videos and stuff, and I think one of the most important thing is to not have don't just sit in front of the camera and talk. Like when you're making a video, you have to think, what will people want to see? So one of the things I said to Dad when I left for here, I said, I think in England I didn't show enough of like the emotional aspect of moving from one country to another. So I just wanted to capture more of that sort of thing, whether it's like, I don't know, being home alone without anyone, or going to training and what the training is like and how I'm feeling. What was the question again?
It's just tips for football players that want to document their career.
And then
to make videos about their journey.
I think on top of that, the big concern for players and YouTubers is I need to have 1 million subscribers. It's just like I started putting out content because I wanted to document my journey. Mm-hmm. Just document and this is for you as well, I'm sure, would be so cool for when we're like 70 to show this to our grandkids or whatever, or even our kids when we're like 50 or 60 and say like, this is what I did. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I look at it, and like having people watch is awesome. But if you, like I said to you today, a lot of YouTubers, it was yesterday, they start and they just want the money. And YouTube kind of cut it off, and I said that's great because it brings in those creators who actually want to make videos just to make videos. So that's the biggest thing for me I see. And then don't think you need like a Canon 80D that we're filming on. Yeah. Or a Canon G7X. What do you film your games on? What do you film your vlogs with? What do you edit your vlogs with, man? Just use your phone, and if you have to edit on your phone or edit on your computer, I don't know, people try to make excuses for not starting.
I got to 5,000 subscribers or something with an iPhone 5 and editing on the free version of iMovie.
And how many views? Heaps.
Yeah, lots. I don't know, but tons. And then I got to 100,000 subscribers with a GoPro Hero 4.
Yeah, and I hated your videos. I was like, dude, this guy's videoing on a GoPro 4. But it worked. That's the thing.
100,000. I literally, because it's just, I did the same thing. I was like, I saw so many like videos like about free kicks and all which are great. I watched the free kickers. I watched F2, but it was like, for me, I was like, and I almost, when I got to in Germany and chasing after a pro contract, I was like, this is a lot different than I expected, for good and for bad. So I was like, I just felt like I'm just going to show the real, 100% real side. And with that approach that you said too, this is going to be so cool to show my kids, show my mom watching from back home.
And that's the other thing.
I literally was just like, I'm just going to make videos about my life and showing it, documenting it, not just sitting, but being like, look, this is the gym I'm in.
Yeah. This
is the field I play on. This is the bratwurst that I had for lunch today. And like, I just thought that I'm just going to start showing it. And then slowly but surely, with good content and just effort, consistency, like week after week after week, it just slowly grows. And even if it doesn't grow, like you said, I'll show my kids when I'm 70 years old.
Even if I had after 2 years of vlogging, maybe I wouldn't do it every day, because if I had 100 subscribers after 2 years of vlogging, I'm doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. But I'd still want to document something. Yeah. If anything, like, it means my dad and Claire, whoever's home, whoever's watching, Lucy, they watch and they don't ask me a million questions. It narrows down that time as well. So it's like, I don't have to tell dad the same story that I tell Lucy, and I can just, put all that out there, everything.
And I'm a really big, even when I was a kid, I was making movies with my camera, and everything. So I love just actually making the videos. And we've talked about that, you like making the video, or you like having the video made, but editing's not your favorite part of the process. For me, I really love the editing process. I love making all that stuff. It's time consuming, but I love it. And so even for me, I would still do it if YouTube gave me zero money. Yeah. And I still had people watching, or even no people watching, I would still put the same effort in the videos, because I love making those videos.
I think it's clear in our videos, you prefer the editing and I don't want to say the final product, because I like that as well, but it's you prefer the editing side of it, and I prefer the content. It's even though you do like the content, it's I do it every day, and I just try and get as much content from that day out, because I want to show as much as I can, whereas you show less with more editing, if that makes sense. And it swings both ways. It's clear, everyone likes seeing everyday vlogs, and everyone likes seeing your vlogs, which are a lot more
processed.
Yeah, but I can't do that every day. No chance. No, so it's content versus editing, and it's well, both are fine. It's whatever.
And I think the main thing is stay consistent. Literally, if you do what you did, 2 years, if you put out consistent videos every single day, you're gonna get better. People are gonna start liking and seeing your videos. It's just a math equation. You put out a video, and 10 new people see it. You do that for 100 videos. There you go. That's 1,000 people.
840 videos later.
There you go. Exactly. I'll do a few more questions. We're 35 minutes into this. This is a good one for you. What is the biggest difference that you have noticed between? Let me restart that question. That's my bad. What is the biggest difference you have noticed in the quality between MPL 3 and the pro level?
Well, I haven't played a game in the pro level, but I think, I want to say this on my video as well. One of the big things that I've learned is, just in possession, for example, is if I want to make the pass from me to you, and I want to do it in one touch, in Australia, I'll be able to get away with that, because they won't be able to read it. But it's almost every time I've done it here, I'll see the pass, and in Australia, I'll be like, man, that's a really clever pass. I'm not even going to look. I remember this one, it was to the right back, to the left back overlapping, and I got played it from the centre back. I didn't even look. I kind of tapped it with the outside of my foot. I was like, man, that's clever. Intercepted. I went, what? How? And so what I'm starting to notice is, here in the USL, it's everybody reads everything. They know what pass you want to make. Whereas in Australia, they're that split second slower. And that one-touch pass, no look, everyone goes, damn, what a ball, eh?
Yeah.
So that's the big difference I'm seeing, where it's almost you have more time, but you have less time in the USL. So you have more time to make your decision because you should take a touch sometimes, but you have less time because as soon as you take that touch, you're like screwed. You need to know what your next pass is. And then in Australia, it's like a bit slow because you can make that one touch pass that won't get intercepted. And that's been my biggest takeaway so far.
It's kind of like just like from the amateur level or semi-pro level to the pro level is like the tactical IQ.
Yeah.
Is like what you like. That's it. Because it's like even as a right back, like for example, if I see this guy running and then you get the ball, I'm like, it's like okay, he's a good chance he's going to do that one-touch ball, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm not going to run out at him. And it's funny, what's really funny is I did the opposite almost when I went back down to New Zealand. There was a time where I had the ball on the wing, and I had an overlapping guy. So this guy was running, overlapping me.
Yeah.
And I was like at the corner of the 18. And so I expected the defender to take a few steps to the overlapping guy, like get ready to start shifting over and this guy come in, you know, like a good tactical play.
Yeah.
And he just stood there. So then I did like a step over out, like to really fake it. And again, just stands there. And so that ball, that one-time ball right there was perfectly on.
Yeah.
But I thought he was going to read it, but he doesn't read it. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's little things like that.
And then obviously you have like the consistency and stuff. I think everything else is so obvious. I don't even want to touch on it. That's just been the biggest takeaway I've had.
Yeah. And I've noticed that too, even like when I was playing the first time with Sacramento Republic, about how like even playing rondos, like it's just like players would even start to attack you this way, and as soon as you start to pass, both of them jump in the center.
Yeah.
And then you play right in the center where the opening is. They like bait you because it's just a little bit smarter.
Just a bit smarter.
Let's see, what's a good one? Oh, what's it like to train with Joyner one-on-one?
Oh, I have nothing but good words for Joyner one-on-one and his crew. I think Joyner and Jules and Shano are all top quality coaches. I think each of them are they all have different qualities about them, which makes it so good. So sometimes you'll train with Joyner and it's going to be quality. Sometimes you're going to train with Shano and you're going to pick up something else, which is so good. So having 3 coaches there that all have such knowledge, it's just incredible because you're going to learn something different from each one, but they all like fit in here. It's not like one's coming from here and then another one's out here. It's like they all fit in the box, but they're picking like you're picking different parts from the box from each coach. And so then like they all have the same sort of drills. It's not the same drill every week. They're getting you to focus on different things. And I just think when I started training with them, I just couldn't stop scoring. My part, like they just they expect such high quality, and yeah, I loved it. There's something I really miss over here.
I was watching the sessions. I was really jealous of the sessions. And I was like, wow, those are sick.
It's not just like you go there and it's not okay, let's go training. Like they have such good banter as well that you're excited to train because you'll do something and like Jonah's gonna get hyped, Lee's gonna get hyped, Shano's gonna get hyped if you do something good. Jasper in goals, he's gonna get so angry if you score on like 6 on him, so there's that incentive to score like 6 in a row so that he loses it. There's just this whole vibe which makes it crazy, like real good.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, I've was seeing the drills of everything he posts. I really rate him, and even we were talking with like the OPSM guys, and like they're just like, yeah, really rate Joyner one-on-one stuff. Like, so yeah, if I ever go to Australia, one of the first things, Sydney, right? It's in Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney.
The first thing I want to do is you know, I'll look him up, and then if I have extra time, I'll hit you up. Last question. So I'm going to change this a little bit because it's tailored to me, but I want to tailor it to both of this. But
okay.
What is your dream for after your pro career?
Oh man, dream after pro career. I think I'd love to like document someone else's journey. If I ever got let's just say I lost a leg and I could never play football again.
Okay.
I'd love to work for Jesse Lingard or work for Kyle Walker, those sorts of players, and go, hey, let me document your journey. And I'll edit it, I'll video it, I'll take 20% of the earnings, whatever, and so that I get a view into their life, but I can also I film for them, edit for them and I like showcase behind the scenes for them, I think that could be really cool. But and then obviously steps.
Yeah.
So that, I think that would be like a really cool hobby to have, just going around and like filming pro footballers.
Would you do it like just on one video type thing?
Well,
or would it be like a week long, or would you do a full season, or like what? How long would you?
So like, it's kind of based off the idea a little bit. There's these guys in Australia called YKTR who it's a clothing brand who they're owned by 2 NRL players and another guy called Isaac John, I believe. And he has this kind of vision of how the NRL, if you guys don't know NRL, it's National Rugby League in Australia, and the media around it is all very bad. Like, there's nothing good. And so they kind of said the same sort of thing. Each week, they want to have a week where they show a game day of a player. And I kind of had that thought for a while, and then he said, I was like, dude, he just took my idea. But I think that would be so cool to showcase.
Yeah,
like,
I see.
Maybe it's a week with Jesse Lingard.
That would be
and
sick.
You go Monday to Sunday, and he has 2 games. He has a Wednesday and a Saturday game, and it's an hour-long video. That would be really cool. And then, so that would be a cool sort of hobby thing. And then, even if I hired someone to do it, like, that could be a cool business, I guess. But then, of course, steps. I really want to get into teamwear with steps. Seeing as I don't have a team locked down this season, right now I'm in the process of trialing and everything. I really want to have steps be a kit supplier. So supply teams with kits, and then slowly work my way up and get to like Real Madrid and Manchester
So you want to do
City.
the full like jersey, everything.
Yeah, so
shorts.
I was wearing them before. I wore the Steph shorts.
Yeah,
but,
I seen it.
It's a long process because you got to get the samples in. So those shorts, I love the design, but the material isn't quite right.
Yeah.
And so I have to get another sample in, but I could be here for another 2 days. So then how am I going to get that sample?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to send it back to Australia because I don't want Dad to check it. I want to check it. I want to make sure that it's what I want. So it's a little bit hard once I'm locked down for like 9 months next season. Then I think I'll really hit that a bit harder and try and get more teams with kits.
So you want to do like, you have resistance bands, the socks, then you want to do full kits, everything.
So how it's
do you want to turn it like an apparel line, like something like what Nike would
So basically I want to do what it goes grip socks, resistance bands, then I want to do t-shirts next. That's something I need to do. And then I have like a list. So I want to get into like slides, for example. And then eventually I want to get into boots. But
boots would be crazy.
Obviously, boots, you need a lot of money. Maybe for a sample, it's going to cost you like, I couldn't even imagine. If I wanted, because I wanted to do those, what do you call it? Handheld rollers.
Stick rollers.
Yeah, that was thousands of dollars just to get a sample.
Yeah.
Like, I won't even say the amount. It was that ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what a boot is. It might be like 40 grand, dude.
Yeah.
So
probably.
like, I don't know. That's a lot further down the line, but yeah, get into boots and then become this sort of big player, because I think a lot of it's just dominated by Nike, Adidas, Puma. Like, I want to break in that as well.
I say all of those different.
Yeah,
Nike, Adidas, and Puma. No, I can see that. That's cool. That's cool. And then, do you see yourself living in Australia? Like, is that where you want to be, Sydney?
Wait, so how old am I?
This is just dream after your career.
After career? I don't know. Depends. Wherever. Like, if Bali, maybe, like
Bali, just living it
who
up.
knows? Like, it could be in America.
Yeah. So you have no idea. The location doesn't matter. You could be anywhere.
Depends on the wife and kids, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, and then so the question was like about there's like obviously a lot of people know that like my coaching, like I want a coaching facility. So like for me, it's like once I'm done, I immediately want to do like start small.
Immediately.
Yeah, like a summer, maybe a year of traveling and resting, but then after that, because I know I want to live in America. I know I want to live in like California, like San Diego, and maybe gets a great job somewhere else or something happens, like
imagine you having to move for Mimi.
I told her, I was like, hey, you give me until I talked about it, I was like, you give me 10 years of doing this, like the rest of our life I'll follow you around. I'll be like the soccer girlfriend,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. So it's kind of funny, but like that's kind of like our compromise. So right now is like my time.
Yeah.
But wherever I am, I want to do some sort of facility where it's like training and do like a Joyner one-on-one type thing.
Yeah.
If I have my own facility, I want like a soccer tennis court. I want like with those like football knot things that the ball like launches out and you trap it down and you hit it.
Having like a proper football tennis court, like even that's for me that sounds cooler than that football knot thing because it's like it's just specifically.
Have you seen the tech ball like tables? They're like the curved tables. I want one of those tables, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I want like a half field where you can like do actual training sessions and goals. And then I want like a podcast room. I want it like, and the whole idea by that is not only to train high level players, but then also to like great content, you know, in there. Imagine inviting you down there, and then I can beat you in soccer tennis at my soccer tennis.
I'll still have the title. I will have anyone. Also, this is a shout out to anyone out there. If you want a shot at the football tennis championship, and you're actually able to get to me wherever I am, send me a message on Instagram.
Wow, you're taking up people's offers.
Yep, I will maybe take up your offer depending on your CV and who else you've competed against. But I knocked off the number 1 contender. I'm looking for a number 2 contender.
That's frustrating. All right, but that's good. Yeah, so that's like that's the dreams of. It's funny too about how like we're pretty much doing the same things, but then even like the dreams afterwards are very different. Like, I don't want to get into if someone wants to run come lead apparel line, they can do it. But like I do not want to get into it.
Yeah, but see, I don't want to. Eventually, I don't want to be the guy that has to deal with like the kit. Like I want the end product of the kit and be like, this material's cool, the design's cool, but I don't want to be the guy that's sitting there on the computer designing the kit or speaking to the supplier about the materials. I just want, all right, this is what the design is looking at. You guys do it. Give me 10 kits, and then I go, I like this one.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and then I do all of the work in between. So I go to Real Madrid. I sit down with, what's his name, Fiorentino Perez.
Yeah.
I sit down with him. I go, hey, want some steps, bro?
Just a casual meeting with him.
He's like,
he
says to me, yeah, bro.
Do you think you would still be putting out YouTube videos? Do you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, because then I'd just put out, I'd be less on like my personal channel, but then more on the Steps channel. Okay.
So you would still put out, like you still want YouTube to be part of your business and part of your life for as long as you can.
Because why not? I want to leave a legacy behind.
Yeah.
Gary
V, yeah. No, that's the same for me too. I think like I want to put out videos for as long as I can because I just like I said, I love the process. If I take a break, have you ever taken? You have never even taken a break.
No, I have. I took like a month and a half break. I think halfway through my.
Did you crave making videos during that break?
I think I was more like, wow, I'm missing out on such good content I could be filming. Like, not just for my audience, but for me in the future. Like, I went to Bali. It would have been so cool to vlog every day in Bali. Like, I just got sick in Bali. Like, I'm vomiting so much.
That'd be amazing to watch. I could not wait to watch that.
But my kid will watch it and be like, dude, Dad, how sick were you in Bali? I go, son, sit down.
Yeah. I physically like crave the actual editing process of like, man, I want to edit a video. I want to put something out like.
But in saying that, if I got bored, I'd stop. Like.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm looking forward to too. Is like when you're done. Like I was just like, you know what? For a whole month, I'm taking vacation, no camera, nothing. Yeah. Literally just being a normal person.
But for me, I can't. I gotta. I think I'm gonna keep doing this because depending on what happens, I still have like 2.5 months on my visa, which is 75 days, and I'm on day 339. I think I don't know whether I'm going to do back to day 001 or day 366. I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to you about that one.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, I'm going to go non-stop until I leave.
That's good.
Or until I sign.
That's good. Hopefully.
That's going to be cool.
Well, this was the Against All Odds podcast. Thank you, Sheldon Tweedie. All his stuff will be in the description. So
yes, sir.
Go check him out. And then best of luck with the journey.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. All right. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Nice.